Donald Trump greeted Stormy Daniels in silky pajamas at his penthouse suite in a Lake Tahoe hotel in 2006, she told jurors Tuesday at his hush money trial. "I said, 'Does Mr. Hefner know you stole his pajamas?'" Daniels recalled joking when she saw him, referring to Hugh Hefner, the founder of Playboy magazine, who is known for wearing a similar outfit. Daniels testified that the two later had sex, but she was in shock afterward, saying her hands shook nervously as she tried to buckle her high-heeled gold shoes. Before she left, Trump told her he wanted to see her again. "Let's keep in touch, honey bunch," she recalled him saying. The brief sexual encounter is at the heart of the trial, in which Manhattan prosecutors alleged Trump falsified business records to conceal a $130,000 payment to Daniels on the eve of the 2016 election to buy her silence. Prosecutors said the payment came during a critical moment in his first presidential campaign. At the time, Trump was under scrutiny after an Access Hollywood tape surfaced of him describing how he groped women. The presumptive Republican presidential nominee has denied the affair and any wrongdoing and has said Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, a Democrat whose office brought the case, charged him out of political spite. For prosecutors, putting Daniels, 45 years old, on the stand is a gamble. Her testimony helped to bolster the account of her former lawyer, Keith Davidson, and gave jurors a first-hand look at her efforts to sell her story and negotiations around her silence. But her testimony could also play into the Trump lawyer's narrative that the adult film actress sought to extort the former president. Daniels testified how she met Trump at a 2006 celebrity golf tournament at Lake Tahoe, and he later invited her to dinner at his hotel. Trump had been impressed when he learned Daniels was involved in production as well as acting, she said. "You actually direct too? You must be the smart one," Daniels recalled him saying. At the time, Daniels, then 27, said she had recognized Trump from his reality show, commercials, and cameos on professional wrestling programs. "I didn't know his age, but I knew he was older than my father," said Daniels, wearing a black dress and hooded sweater with her bleached blonde hair pulled back in a messy bun. Trump, who was seated in the courtroom Tuesday, stared blankly at Daniels when she first took the witness stand, but furrowed his brow on occasion as she joked about the run-up to the short-lived tryst. Her testimony was at times interrupted by Trump's lawyers objecting to the level of detail she was providing about their encounter. Daniels marveled that Trump's hotel suite was 3 times the size of her then apartment. And she recalled that throughout the evening, her date peppered her with unusual questions about the adult film industry, including whether there was a union. "Most people who talk to me about work, they want to know the sexy stuff," she said. These were more very thought-out business questions. Trump also dangled the prospect of her appearing on his then reality show, The Apprentice, she said. She recalled demurring at the offer, saying an adult film star wouldn't be allowed on the show. But Trump encouraged her, according to Daniels. "You remind me of my daughter. She is smart and blonde and beautiful, and people underestimate her as well," Daniels recalled Trump saying. Daniels described having sex with Trump as a whirlwind. She walked out of the bathroom in the hotel, she said, and was surprised when she saw him lying on a bed waiting for her. She said she doesn't remember taking off her clothes, but the sex was brief. Daniels said afterward Trump said they were great together. She left soon after. She testified that they saw each other at various public places, including at Trump Tower, and once at a Los Angeles bungalow, where she said she rejected his sexual advances. He eventually told her that he wasn't able to get her on the show, she said. Daniels said that in October 2016 she learned that Trump and his then personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, were willing to pay her to sign a non-disclosure agreement. She said she thought the agreement was the best scenario because she didn't want her husband at the time to find out. She also said she wasn't concerned about getting paid. "It's money, but the number didn't matter to me, and I didn't pick the number," she told jurors. Earlier Tuesday, Trump's legal team and prosecutors sparred over whether Daniels should be allowed to testify about details of the alleged sexual encounter. Susan Necheles, a Trump lawyer, told Justice Juan Merchan, the judge presiding over the case, that the details were irrelevant and prejudicial to her client. "We shouldn't get into how she felt about it and how she got into the room," Nechelese said. Prosecutor Susan Hoffinger countered that the testimony was necessary for Daniels to explain what led up to the sexual act, but said the porn star wouldn't get into descriptions of genitalia. Her testimony and narrative completes the story of the events that precipitated the payoff ahead of the election, Hoffinger said. Merchant acknowledged that Daniels had credibility issues, but sided with prosecutors, saying her testimony about the encounter helped establish background information.
Don't forget to subscribe my channel to get any news update.